Hey guys, it is Erin or Gimme Yarn 418 and I'm here with TGIF. Thank God it's finished. How are you all doing? I'm doing well. However, as soon as I decided it was time to make a video, the dogs decided it was time to shenanigans. So, I do have some notes this time. So today we're going to have finished objects, works in progress, 2 book reviews as promised, and then I'm going to talk about a new Ravelry group that I started. So let's get right into it. The first thing I have to show you, I'm not going to pull down because I've already put it up, but Jen Likes Yarn posted a picture of one of her finished objects on Facebook, and I immediately messaged her and said, oh my gosh, is there a pattern for that? Ran out and bought the yarn and sat down and knit it because, you know, I don't have 500 other things that I should be doing. So it is a Santa Christmas card holder or holiday card holder, and I will put a picture of that in right here. So I think he came out pretty cute, and he was a pretty quick knit. He took me about 2 days to make, not working nonstop, but it is made from chunky yarn on size 10.5 needles. It's a pretty easy pattern, but it did have my favorite stitch in it, the loop stitch. You guys all know how much fun I had with the crochet loop stitch. Well, this was a knit loop stitch, and truth be told, it was a lot easier than the crochet loop stitch. So I knit that out of just some Lion Brand Hometown USA, and I used Oakland black, and I used a skein of black, well, just a little less than a skein of black, Tampa Spice, which was the red, and I used almost 3 full skeins of that, and I used Bernat Softy Chunky because they didn't have any white in the Hometown in the color white. Molly's going to play her woolly mammoth for you, which is her new toy. She's going to squeak it for you. So Bernat Softy Chunky in white, and I used 1 skein for the body pieces and his mustache, and I used an entire second skein for his beard, and I still had to remove some of his beard from the underside to finish it on the top because I didn't want to go out and have to buy another skein of chunky yarn, and he was so cute and I just wanted to hang him up. So he was a lot of fun. Highly recommend it. Lots of straightforward knitting and lots of a little bit of patterning, a little bit of seed stitch, not really patterning, but something beyond knits and purls. There's some decreases, decreases, increases, yep. Anyway, I've babbled on about that for too long. So, as always, all the links can be found on my Ravelry page to any patterns that I use. The next thing is, as I mentioned in the last video, my sister had her baby, and it was a girl. Yay! I knew it was a girl. I just knew. I mean, we didn't know, but I knew. So I was very excited. She called me at 6 o'clock in the morning, the day she was born, and I immediately popped out of bed and grabbed pink yarn and started knitting. So this is what I knit. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. Her name is Sadie Elizabeth. Yes, Stewie. And this is a bigger hat. This hat will fit her when she grows a little bit, but that's okay. Because I knit her a whole bunch of hats too and crocheted her to fit now that she's brand new. And she didn't get to wear my turkey hat. She was born after Thanksgiving. So she will have to get another turkey hat next Thanksgiving. And my third and final finished object is from... I did some orders, but it's all stuff you've already seen before. So my last one is from the 55 Christmas Balls to Knit. Love this book. It's addictive. Don't buy it if you plan on doing anything else. And I knit number 49, which is reindeer. And he is knit out of, I should have, I didn't plan very well. Wool of the Andes Sport. I bought 4 colors of Wool of the Andes Sport, and I'm going to knit them all out of this. And here he is, and he's really cute. I'm pretty pleased with him. I'm not the best at color work. I did magic loop this instead of doing it on DPNs, but I think it came out pretty darn good. And we're decorating our tree today, so I'm excited that we will have one ball on the tree. We'll have more before Christmas, but okay. So that's all my finished objects. We'll move right into works in progress. I am working diligently on orders. I was supposed to have a craft fair this past Saturday, but I had to pull out. I have too many orders, and it wasn't worth stressing out for the amount of money we spent on the table. So I guess the first thing I will show you, Dewey, do you think you could, Dewey's sitting in my lap. Say hi, Dewey. We'll see if he's quiet. The first thing I'll show you, I don't know that I got any progress on this, but you haven't seen it in a while. Don't even. And it's Kristen's socks with the Fish Lips Kiss Heel, which I really like. I'm doing them toe down magic loop. And yeah, I don't think I've worked on this. I'm still on the cuff. Well, it's not really the cuff because I'm ribbing down the entire sock. Once I finish my orders, I believe my Christmas knitting is done. I want to knit one more hat for a Christmas gift, which won't take long. Then I will finish these and I'll be able to continue working on balls. And there's no pattern for this, and like I said, I used the Fish Lips Kiss Heel, and the yarn is String Theory Continuum, which is 80% superwash, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon. You're getting cashmere socks, Kristen. You are fancy. And this is in the resistor color way. And I bought this off a D-Stash after I saw it on a podcast, and I searched for it for a year and finally found it. Actually, we saw it on the Knitting in Circles podcast. Erin was knitting a pair of socks out of it, and Kristen really liked it, so I searched and I found them. Next, I'm working on a sweater for Molly. I don't know if I've showed this to you, so I will show you this. This is another thing I'd like to get done in time for Christmas. This is just knit out of Charisma that I got really, really inexpensively at Michael's. And here it is. I can't believe I'm knitting a sweater for a 100-pound dog. And I'm using this pattern for the basic sizing, but I'm not patterning it because I want it to stripe. And I want to make sure I have enough yarn. So that is another work on when I'm done with orders type thing, which I should be done this week. And the next knitting work in progress, I started another Christmas ball last night. This is number 5, which is Snowman. And there you go. You can't really see it yet, but there you can. So I'm really liking knitting the Christmas balls, and I wish I could just knit Christmas balls. My last work in progress, you all know that I purchased a spinning wheel at Vermont Sheep and Wool. Her name is Henrietta the Hitchhiker. I will let her make an appearance. I actually just bought a Christmas gift for Henrietta. I don't think I told Kristen that, but you'll see it later. Well, I was pretty miserable at spinning, and I really didn't have the time to commit to it, but I pulled her out Monday or Tuesday when I wasn't feeling well, and I just sat and I just relaxed, and it just clicked. So it's by no means perfect, but it's a heck of a lot better than it was, and this is what I am currently spinning. I'm not going to give the source of this fiber because I would not recommend this fiber. It's a relatively inexpensive fiber, and while it's very pretty, this teal and this blue stays on your fingers. The dye is not, in my opinion, properly set. A little bit of dye on my hands I could handle, but my fingers are literally Smurf blue when I'm done, even if I just do it for like 15 or 20 minutes. So I wouldn't recommend this. But Henrietta and I have found our groove, and I have this much. This is an ounce. And I'm going to spin the other ounce because it's only a 2-ounce bump onto another bobbin, and then I'm going to two-ply them together, which I have done. I have plied successfully, so I'm not overly concerned about that. Then I should say I do have a little bit of stash enhancement coming. I bought a couple more bobbins for the Hitchhiker, and I bought a new orifice hook, because my orifice hook, as you know, I bought Henrietta gently used, is bent, and this part will actually pop out. So I picked up another one of those. And then, what else did we purchase, Kristen? I purchased a few things from the Lion brand Cyber Monday sale. Not the Lion brand, the Joann's Cyber Monday sale. This is a very rambly video, I'm sorry. So I'm waiting for those to come. It's still in progress, so I hope it hurry ups and ships, because one of those things is for an order. And the other thing I ordered was yesterday I got a notification that my special order from Lollipop Yarn was ready for a pair of socks. Kristen saw a skein of yarn that Knittables had posted, and she said, I'd really like those socks, and I said, okay. So we got that. Other than that, I don't think I purchased anything else. I mean, I went to Joann's today to buy a skein of yarn, but came home with a few skeins of yarn. So the next thing will be book reviews. As I said, I'm going to attempt, for as many as I can, to do 2 book reviews per video. Well, not per video, but 2 book reviews a time. And Kristen and I set up a scale, and I'm gonna rate them on a scale of yarn balls 1 to 5. 1 being I would not recommend the book, 5 being I would highly recommend the book. And a disclaimer, as I said before, I have purchased all of these books. None of these books were given to me by the publisher or the author or anything like that. So this is completely unbiased consumer opinion. So the first book, we'll start with knitting. I bought this book about a year ago, I believe, maybe a little less than a year ago. It's called Cast On, Bind Off, 54 Step-by-Step Methods, and it's by Leslie Ann Bester. And this is, as the title of the book says, it's cast-ons and bind-offs. And I'm trying to find one. For instance, this is the purled cast-on. I'm not going to show you everything about it. And I won't show the words, but it gives you photographic, step-by-step how to, as well as written instructions of how to do the cast-on and the bind-off. And then it shows you what it should look like. Like, here's something called the alternating longtail cast-on. I've never heard of it, but every once in a while you'll come across a pattern that says to use the cable cast-on or the Norwegian cast-on. I don't know if that's really. Or like Judy's Magic cast-on. And I find this book extremely helpful. Oh, see, here's a bind-off. I-cord bind-off. I've never done I-cord bind-off, but I just came across a pattern that has it. And I know that I'll be able to find it here. So, 2x2, 2-row bind-off. So, it's really cool. I would give this book 5 yarn balls. So I would recommend this book. And I would consider this a reference book. One that I need to keep in my knitting basket, my knitting crochet basket. The next book I got just came out about a month ago, maybe a little bit longer. It's called Granny Squares, 20 Crochet Projects with a Vintage Vibe by Susan Pinner. And this book, I'm trying to find. Until you get to page 54, does not have any patterns. I'll just say it. I would not recommend this book. I would give this half a ball, not even one full ball. I'll show you some of the patterns. For instance, it has this flower light shade. I don't know. The things are pretty. Like, it has a hexagon daisy bath mat. That's pretty, but you can find this for free elsewhere. And then this one, I mean, a garden seat cover. How many people could sit on that and it wouldn't, I don't know. I guess it goes over a seat. I wasn't floored by this. There's another pattern. It's a star coasters. It's just one granny square. A notebook cover. I just don't think these things are very realistic. A tablet cover. These are all things that you could do on your own. A stool cover. That gives you an idea of what's in there. I didn't find a single thing in here that I would make. That I haven't seen elsewhere. So, that's that book. Maybe if you're just new to Granny Squares, this would be a good book for you, but for me, not worth the money. And this book retails, I didn't pay what it retails for. $19.95 US. And Cast On Bind Off retails for $16.95 US. I buy all my books on Amazon and never pay retail. So, those are my book reviews. I hope they were helpful. I've never done anything like that before, so they could have just been a waste of your time. I'm not sure. So, the final thing I'm going to talk about is I have started a Ravelry group for my videos, for TGIF videos, and I wanted to invite you all to join. We've already had a few people join, and I wanted to introduce Ken, the Turbo Knitter from Alabama, Renisha from Maryland, Terry, Snowy44 from New York, and Charmaine, Me and 3 Crochet from Minnesota. And if you introduce yourself in the introductions thread, I will give you a shout out as well. There's a few things going on in the group right now. The first thing is I started a thread for Whip It Out Wednesday where I invite you, and I will as well, pull out all my whips, take a picture of them, and share them on the board. And maybe it'll make you feel better or worse about the number of whips that you have.
I think that you and Mr. Wolf should combine your podcasts because you could have Whip It Out Wednesday and Playing with My Wood.
Kristen and I watched the Wolf Farms podcast yesterday, and Wolf Photo made a funny comment. He does woodworking, and so I highly recommend you go check out their latest episode. It was funny, and Kristen is still laughing about it. So, The other thing that's going on the Ravelry board is I have started a Christmas card exchange thread. And in this thread, we are going to, when you sign up, you're committing to send a Christmas card to everybody who signs up. I will say that if we have 400 people sign up, we'll say everybody will send 20 or 10 or 15. We'll figure out. I don't anticipate 400 people signing up. A couple things you need to know. You need to sign up on the thread by December 11th and send me via PM, not on the thread, your mailing address. Keep in mind, I will be sharing your mailing address with everybody who participates. Second, you need to mail your Christmas cards out by December 16th. Yes, and I will on the 11th, probably the 12th, because I want to give everybody till the end of the day. On the 12th, I will email or I will private message everybody who is participating a list of names and mailing addresses. And I would ask that everybody who is participating just say in the board, I've mailed out my cards, and that I think it'll be a lot of fun. And we're asking that inside the card you put something. And by that I mean your favorite free crochet or knitting pattern, your favorite recipe, a postcard of where you're from, something that's not going to increase the price of mailing it. You can still mail it with a single stamp. And that's it. I think it'll be a lot of fun. So I will leave a link below to the Ravelry group. I will leave a link below to my Ravelry. And Kristen, do you have anything to share?
Sure.
Kristen paints, as you know, and I think she's really good at it. She's very talented. And I did ask her about the sheep coasters, but she hasn't given me an answer yet. So I will have to get back to you on that. And Kristen keeps getting notifications on her iPad. So her most recent piece, she is painting. Ooh, it's really reflective. This guy. I don't know his name. Maddox. For a friend of ours. She's not coming on camera or she's not going to talk because she's losing her voice. But I don't know if she's going to come on camera.
I've been painting since July.
Oh, she's only been painting since July. She's like a natural. So this is her painting in progress. It's pretty amazing. I wish you could see the eyes as well as I can. She really has a knack for the eyes. So yes. Looks very nice. So I will try and keep pestering her about the ability to purchase the busted coasters. I know some people had shown interest. Oh, she said she's going to try and actually physically paint on the coasters. So stay tuned for that. So that's all I have. I hope y'all doing y'all. Apparently I just moved south. I hope everyone is doing well, and until next time, I don't know what.
Keep on stitching.
Kristen says keep on stitching. Talk to you later. Bye.